That last line impresses me. A real burning desire to help the client in whatever field of law you practice. That's most important. Hello, my dear young lawyer friends. I know every one of you want to become a very good lawyer, and that's what I am going to talk about today. And this is the title of this book, What Every Good Lawyer Should Know. The book is written by Ian Campbell, and I highly recommend you to read this book while developing your law practice. This Ian Campbell was a practicing lawyer for 15 years, and he is a qualified law lecturer. Ian Campbell is presently undertaking research into the marketing of legal practices in America and England, and the regulation of the profession in England and Wales. Now I am very much aware that in India, it is not permissible to market our legal services. It is not permissible for an advocate to advertise. It is not permissible for a lawyer or advocate to solicit business. But let me tell you, though this book is written by an American, still many of the practices, many of the teachings, many of the techniques that he has shared can be incorporated by us Indian lawyers into our law practice, into our working style. Those things which are against our Bar Council rules or ethics, we would be ignoring them. But those things which are useful and good, we must learn and adapt and adopt in our working culture. So let me tell you what is in it for you. I'll read out to you the back cover of the book, what is written at the back cover, to give you a fair idea as to what the book is all about. Now bear in mind that certain things will apply to us, certain things may not apply to us. But let us see what is there. The essential guide to successful practice development. So this is the essential guide. This is what the author claims. I have read this book once, friends, so I can confidently recommend this book to you, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let's go ahead. Most lawyers are too busy earning their fees to worry about customer care, public relations, office management, or marketing. Or so they think. In the current economic climate, it is becoming increasingly important for lawyers to turn their attention to the more commercial aspects of practice development. Ian Campbell shows how this can be achieved without compromising the quality of advice and without adding to the already straining workload. Areas covered include making the right impression, adapting services to meet customer needs, handling complaints, billing, office management, how to get more work from existing clients, how to get new clients, and much, much more. The contents of the book show that it is divided in 3 parts, and for your convenience, I'll just read out them to you. The first part or first section, and each section is divided into subsections, chapters. So the first is start off with the right attitude and get yourself and your office ready for action. Now under this, what we learn is number 1, passion. Have a good clear out. Number 2. Number 3, the first impression and the reception. Number 4, the layout of your desk to make money. Number 5, those silly reasons. Number 6, expectations and perceptions, the vital difference. Then the magic of rapport. Then the power of we. Then differentiation as far as service is concerned. Then differentiation as far as product is concerned. Forget file driven, become client driven. The interview, treat the client as a lifetime client. So you can get an idea, dear friends, as to what the contents of the book are all about. Then, the it'll do attitude. Return the client's phone calls. Then super please the client. Then quality. Then tell the client. Then risk reversal. Then the new business coordinator. Then begins the second section. What else needs looking at? And then the subtopics are the mail room, the case plan, complaints by clients, what is in your window, how to sell papers to clients that they will love, thank you letters and cards, then Christmas cards, then birthday cards, then the voice at the end of the telephone, and then the image. Then the third section, an in-depth look at billing. Then the subsections are, and subchapters are, what should I put in the bill itself? When do you submit the bill? Then, should the bill be a narrative one or a short one? How to bill friends and relatives and anyone else who you want to give a discount to? Then the cost of running the firm. Then time recording. Then time recording as an aid to billing. Then billing, let's go deeper. How to work out the correct amount to bill. Non-routine cases. Then routine cases. How to deal with overtime. Then dislocation. Then traveling time. Teamwork. Telephone calls. Specialists. The bill's approval form. Who should prepare the bill? The client's as curve of gratitude. This is a very interesting section, Then agreeing fees. What to do before you send the bill. Remuneration certificate. Getting away from hourly billing. The non-contentious business agreement. Problem files. Then get moving. Then link up. Then fast service. What do I think the client wants? Then pinch somebody else's idea. Then where's the next bright idea coming from? Thinking differently. So friends, these are the topics that the author would be covering. Now I understand certain things are applicable to law firms in foreign countries and certain things are not. They are universally applicable. So there are many things we can learn from this book, like I have learned, especially like that thing called return the phone calls. After I read this book, I became very much meticulous, very much disciplined in returning the phone calls of the client. That simple act makes a huge difference, my dear friends. This is just by an example. Then I also improved my billing. I was not particular at billing clients properly. After I read this book, I learned how to bill, how to prepare bill, how to send bills, like that. And there are so many things about client psychology, how to decorate your office properly, and good working habits, and all that. Then there are two more sections. The fourth section is yet more stuff to check out. And the subheadings are office manual, the newsletter, the receptionist's manual, client registration form, the thank you file, file management, the business card, what business are you in, and training. And then the last section, you just pay attention to the title, it's very interesting. Adopt the concept that in order to achieve unusual results, sometimes it's necessary to take unusual actions. And the lessons under that are moments of truth, word of mouth marketing, under promise, over deliver. This I have practiced very much and I'm still practicing. This under promise, over deliver, this thing is really good. Financial services, remember the children, rhinos, orphans, make friends with clients and contacts. Now you see, this may not be digestible to us. We Indian lawyers do not have the mentality to be friends with clients. So in that case, we can just keep these things aside. We can keep them we can park them somewhere at our mind, may not use it immediately. Simply ignore these things, but you should read them. Nothing wrong in. Then a mission statement. Then get in the information business. Then how to get more work from existing clients. Then the stop check system. Then look for money. Then dress the part. The monthly file check. And the large pile of files that need attention. So these many topics the author has covered. Now I'll read out to you certain important portion from certain chapters of this book. The book begins with passion. See what the author has to say. In order to succeed at anything, you must be dedicated. Most lawyers are. However, if you want to have a thriving, buzzing office that will stimulate you and your staff, then you must develop the philosophy that in order to produce unusual results, sometimes you must use unusual methods. You must develop a passion for what you do, a real burning desire to help the client in whatever field of law you practice. That last line impresses me. A real burning desire to help the client in whatever field of law you practice. That's most important. You can do this by first of all becoming the very best at what you do. That's again very, very important. In my last video, I talked about becoming an inside-out lawyer rather than an outside-in. That's what this author is also telling. You have to first become the very best at what you do. This will give you the confidence to feel passionate about your subject. You also need to be a good communicator. So go on every course you can find to develop your skills in human relations, negotiating, selling, marketing. Try the 13-week Dale Carnegie Human Relations course. So one feels like just going on reading and absorbing the contents of this book, the knowledge in the book, and to apply them in our practice. Then there is this chapter, the magic of rapport. This is a secret that should be known by all lawyers, but isn't. In order to get the confidence of a new client, or indeed anybody, you need to establish rapport with that person. Often you need to do it fairly quickly because time is limited and the client's time is also important. And also the time is money. So there are two ways to establish rapport. People buy people first and whatever else after. So you need to persuade the client to buy you before they'll be the least bit interested in what you have to say. Isn't that interesting? Now he has given the two ways and all that. Now regarding differentiation, see what the author has to say. One factor that will make any enterprise succeed where others flounder is differentiation. Making their service different from the others to such a degree that potential clients or customers come flocking to the door. Being different or being better are the aims, and clients will seek out the firm that offers the best deal, the best service, the best results. I feel that even I should read this book once again thoroughly because I had read it quite a few years back. There are so many new things that I'm finding that I must adopt and incorporate in my working life. Now, see what the author is telling us about the differentiation regarding product. Lawyers do not sell products. What they have for sale is intangible. It cannot be touched, weighed, or smelled. The intangibility of services offered is a challenge to the law firm. However, firms do produce some tangible material in the form of literature. You must therefore try to find ways of differentiating the firm with those few paper products that you do produce. Using your literature is an ideal way to make your firm stand out from the crowd. Your letter heading should be the first item to which you should pay attention, and from there you can have an appealing design for all your paperwork, bills, brochures, information packs, leaflets, and so on. Simple, small tips that we don't know and we need to pay attention to. Now, regarding interviewing the clients, let's see what the author teaches us. By the time the client reaches your room, he or she may well be nervous, having practiced what to say to you for days in advance and once again in the waiting room. The client is nervous, concerned, and wants to be liked. Remember, people like people who are like they are. So establish some rapport with the client. And here are a few golden rules for the interview. Number 1, be prompt. If you arrange to see your client at 10 a.m., then see him at that time, not before and certainly not after. Some lawyers seem to think that clients have nothing to do other than sit in their waiting rooms. Clients do not like it. It is discourteous to keep clients there beyond the appointed time. Then welcome your clients, and then the first impression, and then clear the desk and all that. Now let me just browse through the book randomly and share with you something that may be of interest to you. Okay, this is about client's curve of gratitude. This is something interesting. The client's curve of gratitude is simply and solely designed to reinforce the idea that you should prepare your bill as soon as you have finished the work. The client very quickly forgets how brilliant you were, and if you leave it a month or two or even a week or two to send your bill to the client, it will be resented, and the client who was delighted with your services on the day things were settled will object to the amount and possibly even to getting a bill at all. So there are many such wonderful and practicable tips that are given in the book. Many of you asked me, sir, please recommend us certain books to read. So this is the one that I'm recommending. I'll be recommending you many other books that I have in my personal collection in the course of time. But I think this is a very good book you should lay your hands at first. Now, I do not know whether the book is available or not. Actually, you have to check with your bookseller, law bookseller, whoever is in your town. This book is published by Universal Law Publishing Company Private Limited, and you may check their website whether the book is available or not. I had purchased this book for just rupees 125. Now I do not know what's the price currently. You may please check with your bookseller again. So thank you friends, thank you for watching this video. Get the book, read it, apply it in your practice and enjoy. Bye, take care.